Well, nearly 1 in 6 Canadians will face fertility issues on their journey to become parents. And former Bachelor star Astrid Loch hopes her story will help other people. Today, this week, marks Canadian Fertility Awareness Week, a time to really put the spotlight on a sometimes difficult and almost hopeless situation that will impact nearly 1 in 6 Canadians. So joining us live now for a look at one mother's journey is Astrid Loch, who you may know from the Bachelor series and also an officer of the board at Fertility Friends Foundation, and also a soon-to-be mom to baby number 2. Astrid, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me, Jennifer.
Absolutely. So this is certainly another exciting time in your life. Your first baby, Augie, he's adorable. I stalked your Instagram. He's 16 months old now, and you're pregnant with baby number 2. Maybe you can start by telling us what your first journey was like trying to get pregnant with him.
For sure. So, we started trying in 2019, and we were obviously just assuming, a couple months, and then you just get pregnant because that's kind of what happened to most of my friends. And about 6 to 8 months in, we started to kind of worry because it wasn't happening. And at about a year, then we decided to seek some medical help because we just wanted to make sure everything was okay. And it turned out we had unexplained infertility, meaning there wasn't technically anything wrong with, say, my eggs or tubes or Kevin's sperm, but we just weren't getting pregnant. So we ultimately had to go the IUI route. I had an ectopic pregnancy after that. So really IVF was kind of the only option after that to kind of avoid another ectopic pregnancy. And then we were lucky enough to conceive Augie with IVF.
Wow. And for people who don't know what it's like to go through an experience like yours, what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions or the stigma surrounding infertility?
I think people just think that once you decide to do IVF, it's super linear and all of a sudden you just get pregnant. And it's really not like that. It's a lot of up and downs. It's a lot of appointments. It's a very time-consuming process. I think I was in the clinic every 2 to 3 days, and it was constant blood work and ultrasounds and the medication. You're just really on a roller coaster while you're going through it. And I think from a young age, we're kind of taught how not to get pregnant, and nobody kind of teaches you what happens if you can't get pregnant. So you're really kind of on a journey on your own, trying to just figure it out and not get scared by everything Google has to say.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's also this societal expectation or stigma that, hey, if you're a woman and you can't get pregnant, what does that say about you, your reproductive system or kind of your job here on Earth, as some people in the past might have thought in very sexist terms. But you're on to baby number 2 now. You're pregnant 16 weeks. Are you going to find out the sex of this baby?
No, we're going to wait again. We waited with Augie. I think because we did IVF, there were so little kind of surprises. We didn't get that shock and awe of the pregnancy and all of that. So we waited with him, and it was one of the best experiences ever. So we're going to wait with baby number 2 again and find out in the delivery room.
Absolutely. And how has your process been this time around?
This time I didn't have to do a retrieval. So I still have some frozen embryos that are stored. So we were able to kind of get there quicker, which was really nice. But still, it just immediately kind of brought me back to that first round. It's just going back to the clinic and back to the needles and the medication. It brings you kind of back to a little bit of a dark place, and you don't feel like you can really relax, I find, in pregnancy when you go through infertility, because you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. So it's a lot mentally, to kind of just get to every little milestone, get to that 12 weeks, get to that 20 weeks. It's still a roller coaster, even though we've been successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Even for people without fertility issues, that anxiety of just being a mom for the first time, it doesn't change second or third time around. And very quickly, Astrid, I know that Fertility Friends Foundation, they're having a run on April 29th.
Yes, I'm so excited to be involved with them. I think we were really privileged in that we were able to afford all of the treatments we had to go through, and a lot of people are not able to do that. IVF alone is close to half of couples pay for it out of pocket. So Fertility Friends Foundation does an amazing job raising money and giving grants to couples. So we're doing a run this Saturday at Oriole Park from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can register at fertilityfriendsfoundation.com, or you can just donate as well if you're not able to make it.
All right. Astrid Loch, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. We really appreciate it. Take care and congratulations.
Thank you so much.